Engineer Rabiu Kwankwaso, the presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, is on the ballot. Don't forget that. In fact, Kwankwaso is the custodian of Buhari's 12 million votes, Abdulmumin Jubrin. This is our discussion today. Let's get to it immediately. Few things are known about Rabiu Kwankwaso. It seems the media hasn't given him enough publicity like the other candidates. What has Kwankwaso been up to? What makes him think he stands a chance in 2023? Kwankwaso have a strategy for his campaign. What is it all about? Let's find out. Watch.
We've been going around the country, unlike other parties that go to capital cities alone and come back. And obviously, as a politician, I'm telling you this, Charles, the gathering in the stadium in the capital cities is not a reflection of the voting strength of any candidate. Ask the candidates to go to towns and villages. That is what we do. Our candidate is the only presidential candidate that goes around towns and villages. For instance, not trying to criticize the APC, they launched their campaign in Plateau. You saw the gathering, you saw the crowd in the stadium in Plateau. Our candidate was in Plateau a few weeks ago on a visit. He did not stay in the stadium, fly from the airport to the stadium and fly back. He went into the metropolis of Jos, drove all around with the convoy, went to the outskirts of Plateau State, went to Barikiladi, went to Mangu, went to Gindiri, came back to the right, went to Panshin, and by the next trip, we're going to Wasi. Now, you need to do a bit of work, Charles. Go and take the video of the people that came out to receive Kwankwaso, not funded with 1 penny, no money given for people to take buses to come to stadium, and compare it with the gathering of the APC opening rally. You understand what we're talking about. Just a few days ago, we're just coming from Yobe. In Yobe, all the parties have scheduled to meet in Damaturu, give the people money for buses, gather in the stadium, say hi to them, tell all the lies, and get out of there. Just 3 days ago, we went to Unguru, we went to Gashua. I'm sure you've never heard these names. These are big towns. These are big towns, and we went to Gaidam. Gaidam is the town of the former governor. Right. Only a courageous politician that is standing the risk as a presidential candidate will go to Gaidam. We arrived Gaidam around 7 p.m. in the night. This is just 3-4 days ago. Even the military that were guiding the city gate were so scared, and they said, "Do you really want to go in?" The presidential candidate said, "Look, I want to go see things for myself. I want to relate with people in the front of their houses, in their villages. I don't even want to stress them to come and see me. I want to be the commander-in-chief, and so I want to go and meet them where they are." We've been going around everywhere we go. Yeah, but we're in the East. You haven't said this. I'm sure you don't even have this information, because the media, I don't want to say they are not being fair to us. We're the only presidential candidate that has spent 3 nights in the southeastern part of the country. 3 nights going around in the East peacefully.
That was the spokesperson of the Kwankwaso Presidential Campaign Council, Abdulmumin Jubrin. He said, why other presidential candidates engage in renting massive venues in the state's capital territory with rented crowds to campaign? His principal, Kwankwaso, is doing the actual grassroots campaign. He believes the grassroots approach will earn him the presidency in 2023. Aside playing grassroots politics, Kwankwaso's CV sounds very intimidating. No doubt, if it is by experience in public office, no candidate will come near Kwankwaso. Hear Kwankwaso's CV. Watch.
This man was a civil servant for 17 years. He knows the problem of civil service. Civil service is the engine room of any president. For any president to succeed, is engine room. Tell me how many of them. You either get somebody who has one experience and lack the other. Civil service, 17 years. Civil servants will be comfortable with him. The National Assembly, you are not talking about just a senator. He was in the House of Representatives, and not only as a member of House of Representatives, he was a presiding officer. There's a difference from being a member of the House, being a principal officer of the House, and being a presiding officer. He was a member of the House and a presiding officer. He was in the Senate. He was in the Constitutional Conference. He was a minister. He was a two-time governor over a span of about 8 years. So he has related with over 60 different governors in this country. Look at the latitude of contact, network, experience that he has. Don't forget, even as Minister of Defense, he has had the opportunity to preside over the police. So he has a dual experience of presiding over defense and also presiding over police. So at the end of the day, this man is a civil servant. He is a politician. He has been a governor. He has been a minister. And the rest. Let me tell you something. The real work, the real work of implementation is in the Federal Executive Council. How many of the presidential candidates have gone to Federal Executive Council before? It will take them 6 months learning how to present memo. Yes, they have done it at the state level, but it's different. But this man has been in the council at the state level. He has been in the council at the national level. So if you say you are a governor, you haven't been to the council. If you say you've been a former vice president, you haven't been in the Senate. If you have been in the Senate, where have you been? House of Reps or been in the Senate? So now to put the icing on the cake, right. And people don't even know about this. He's also an entrepreneur. This man has been a proprietor of schools from elementary to higher institutions. People don't know about that. Right. So he understands the problem of business in this country. In addition, let me just put this last point. Right. In addition to being a farmer, not with a farm, this is a practical farmer. So our blueprint, when we talk about agricultural revolution, it is not coming. His vision is not built from just hearsay. This is something that he does. So he understands where it pinches. He knows how to open the agricultural sector, especially towards getting us to diversify. So given all of
this man has been everywhere. 17 years of civil service in Kano State, being a two-time governor, being in the House of Representatives as a member and as a principal officer, being to the Senate, was a minister of defense, an entrepreneur, a farmer, and also have served in various other capacities. No doubt, Kwankwaso is very experienced, just like our sitting president. President Buhari was so experienced that we had to hire him to serve the country. But his experience failed Nigeria. This clearly shows that experience might not just be enough. Again, Kwankwaso's achievement in public office is a huge one, according to his spokesperson, Jubrain. Watch this video.
Now I tell you this. If we have the kind of publicity of Lagos, if we have the kind of grip on the media like the way Lagos does, believe me, Lagos will be like a kitchen in a duplex compared to the achievement of Kwankwaso in Kano. Now we talk about her. Here I'm not referring to Aswaji because, of course, Aswaji is my baba. I like him, I respect him a lot. We're now talking about Lagos. We talk about, compare it. Lagos, they talk about, they've established one city. Kwankwaso established 3 cities. 3, not PPP. Right. Well, government money. You don't know this. You've asked question. Let me answer you. Okay. Established 3 cities. Established 2 universities. Established 44 technical colleges. Established 250 primary schools. Established 125 junior secondary schools. Established 5 mega secondary schools. Established a multi-million naira girl education.
Well, I mean, with all fairness,
I'll take just a minute.
Yeah, I can't verify everything you're saying. I'm not doubting you, but I can't verify. So I need to make
just a minute.
Clear. Right.
He built 34 roads across different parts of Kano. He built an additional 330 kilometers of road across the 44 local government, which he left at advanced stage, with 5 kilometers across every local government. He left it at advanced stage. He built the first 2 independent power plants in Kano. He was building the 3rd one, advanced stage of completion, and he left $43 million in the account. So you see, because we don't talk by our nature, you are more advanced than us in terms of media and the rest. If Nigerians understand the kind of achievement Kwankwaso has put, now when you go back to the educational sector, do you know that people don't understand this? Kwankwaso banned street begging for kids. By the time he left government in 2015, there is no one single child that is not in school. He built 3,000 classes, built 450 teachers lodge, mobbed these kids completely and pumped them into school. Then he declared free education, not for only primary school, secondary school, university. free education in Kano. Go and as your labor, as the labor presidential candidate will say, go and verify. In our own case, go and verify, and I can assure you nobody. Do you know the whole of this achievement? Do you know the interesting thing? Do you know the interesting thing?
Hold on.
Because we have not been talking. Sometimes I see people achieve little things and they come and promote it.
That, but this is
the last thing I will tell you.
This is not a monologue.
Yes, I will give you. I will let you know. I will let you know how.
Oh, thank you.
The whole of this achievements, the whole of this achievement, he did not borrow a pen to execute it.
That was huge. Jubrin said if Kano have the kind of media presence Lagos have had, then Lagos will be like a kitchen in a duplex in Kano State. He also said that Kwankwaso mobbed up begging kids on the streets of Kano and sent them back to school. With numerous road projects, establishments of schools, both primary, secondary, and tertiary, free education, all to Kwankwaso's credit in Kano State. He never borrowed even a kobo to execute his projects in Kano State. And then while leaving office, he left $43 million for the incoming government. These are claims made by his spokesperson, Abdulmumin Jibrin. He also said anyone can go and verify. Now, a time came when everyone wanted a merger between Kwankwaso of NNPP and Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party. Why did that merger not work? Let's find out. Watch.
The NNPP and the Labour Party are benefiting from something new. Nigerians, you know this. Nigerians are tired of the APC. They are tired of the PDP. So naturally, the two strongest new parties, the NNPP and the Labour Party, were benefiting from that. And at the initial level, yes, there were alliance talks. I don't want to go into that details because the southeastern part of the country felt we disrespected them, and we don't disrespect them. We like them. We like their candidate and everything and the rest. But for the purpose of this interview, we advised them at them that look, Kwankwaso is a senior partner here. He's more experienced than you, Obi, and he's going to come with more vote, far, maybe triple times the number of vote that you are going to bring on the table. If you take away Kwankwaso as a presidential candidate, you will lose that vote. So why are you even going into the alliance? So we advised them that look, why don't you take the route? And that is why you see the Yorubas, they are not foolish. The Yorubas were patient for 8 years to be able to now have the Awalekon and Emilekon, which people are criticizing. There is nothing wrong about it. If you see what they did, the labor they went through, the frustration Aswaju and Co went through in APC, they stood, they persevere. And that is why the man said Awalekon, he said Emilekon. But it was strategic. They implemented it over a period of 8 years. And so we told the southeastern part of the country that look, yes, you people have been deprived. You have a case, a very strong one. And we will start addressing it by appointments and everything.
Yeah, but just give us the presidency.
And we said to them, look, be strategic about this thing. Your best bet.
Your argument with them was,
your best bet. Allow me to say it. He said the best bet for you is come and run with Kwankwaso. And for sure guarantee, after Kwankwaso you take the president. They said we insulted them. And we said, look, we have a better chance to win this election than you. We go our way. Though Okube came to this program, in fact, I love to reminisce what he said, to rewind what he said. He said the alliance is B-E-A-D, dead. The same Doyi Okupe, 3 weeks ago, came to one of the program in channels and said, look, Kwankwaso is not getting media coverage, but Kwankwaso is very, very much on ground. And we are talking with Kwankwaso's team. We said we are not talking to you.
The merger failed because both Peter Obi and Kwankwaso believe they are big enough to be running mates to each other. Jibrin said they believe the Southeast has been marginalized and that if the merger had worked, then they would have addressed the concerns of the Southeast with more appointments. So the case here is that of support me and I will reciprocate with more appointments to your people in the Southeast. What a negotiation. Finally, there's a 12 million votes somewhere waiting for Kwankwaso. Where is the 12 million votes coming from? Let's find out. Watch.
The political behavior of the northern voter, they always find somebody to rally around. In the last almost 17-18 years, they rallied around President Muhammadu Buhari, where he consistently continued to post that 12 million vote. I tell you this today, and in the next 3 months, you are going to confirm it. The beneficiary of that 12 million vote in the northern part of the country is Kwankwaso.
What happens to Atiku Abubakar?
Look, Atiku Abubakar, they are carrying a lot of liability. Nigerians haven't forgiven PDP for the 16 years. And there's no way that PDP is telling you that we are good. PDP is only telling you that, yes, we are bad, but we are better than APC. I'm telling you this. So he is going to have the largest chunk of vote from the northern part of the country. But if I take this party one after the other, I will tell you straight ahead. PDP, APC, none of them is going to win the next election. They can't win it. How are they going to win it? Take APC. Look, take PDP for example. PDP in the last 4 years, as a one united house, they were not able to win the presidential election. Now, PDP, you don't have a Peter Obi, who I believe that is going to sweep the vote in the eastern part of the country. You don't have Kwankwaso. If you have Kwankwaso, probably we will say, yes, PDP will win. With one candidate, and of course, Kwankwaso, the custodian of the 12 million Buhari vote, he will be able to make them win the election. But you do not have a Kwankwaso. And to make matter worse, the G5 governors, I tell you this, Wiki and his group have any future. Okay,
let's move away from that.
Let me quickly also tell you, APC and PDP. APC and PDP. For APC, PDP of course have analyzed their problem. For APC, people think there's no problem in APC. The problem of APC, the least problem APC has is Aswaju. In fact, Aswaju is an asset to APC. The problem APC has is that in the last 8 years, they've been winning election because they've had this advantage of 12 million votes. The 12 million vote is not there. Where are you going to get the 12 million vote? Now, in the southwestern part of the country, where it is expected that they will be able to mop a vote and at least have something to put on the table to start the race, there's a lot of problem there. Of course, PDP is fighting them there. Labour Party is fighting them there, and the rest. So we are the ones. They will not allow you to see this analysis.
Okay, Jubril said the 12 million votes that Buhari consistently pulled all through the time he was contesting for president now belongs to Kwankwaso. He said both the PDP and the APC will not win the presidential election come 2023. Jubril said the PDP couldn't win in the last election as a united party, talk less of now that the party is divided. Peter Obi has left with the eastern votes. The G5 governors, led by Nyesom Wike, are not with the party anymore. So, how will the party win the election come 2023? Then for the APC, Jubril said they have won elections in the past because they had advantage of the 12 million votes in the custody of Muhammadu Buhari. But now, the 12 million votes has shifted to Kwankwaso. So, APC can't win in 2023 presidential elections. In conclusion, these are permutations put in place by party loyals. The real deal is with the Nigerian people. We will decide where to go come 2023. So please, make sure you vote next year. A whole lot depends on your votes. I'll see you tomorrow. Please subscribe to this news channel. Let me be your news blog, and I'll keep you updated.